How you guys doing today on Monday, start of your week? Today I want to talk about 4 things I'll repeat that again, not to do while fixing your credit or if you're hiring someone to do it for you. So stay tuned. My name is Jay and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. Be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for those of you who have not. Share with your friends and family. And another thing that I want you guys to do on top of putting the questions that you have down in the comment section, if there's a topic that you may want to talk about, put that down in the comment section. I could do that. I've got a few emails with regards to some topics so that way I can keep bringing you guys value, as well as I've been thinking about possibly going live. The reality is, I know sometimes you guys may have questions and so forth. Live, it'll make it a lot easier. I can answer those questions and so forth. So maybe within the next month or so, I may do a video where I go live, but I'll pre-tell you guys so that way you guys can tune in. Don't forget all the free stuff down below: pay to delete, Goodwill letter, and cease and desist letter, as well as your consultation, free 30-minute consultation. So let's get into this. Now, while fixing your credit, there are 4 things that I always tell people not to do. I don't care if you're doing it yourself or if you're hiring a company, Clear and Strategic Credit Repair Services, to do so. And some of these things I've actually tried to do or I thought about doing, and the reality is you just don't want to do it. You want to stay away from those things. So don't do it. Or if you hear people telling you to do these types of things, I would run. But nevertheless, the first thing that I would say for you never to do is to file a fake police report. Now, this is a thing. A lot of credit repair companies or a lot of people out there, they advertise with regards to getting stuff deleted off your credit report and filing a police report. If you file a fake police report and they find out, it's grounds for trouble. And that's something you don't want to happen with regards to it. So don't. If someone is trying to file a fake police report on your behalf, don't allow that to happen. Stay away from those type of people. Number 2. Now, this is something that I've thought about doing a long time ago. I'll tell you the story, but this is what you don't want to do. Allow all of your accounts to charge off and then try and settle them after that. Now, long time ago when I first got a car, I first got into collections. When I first started and I learned about collections, my thought process was, I'm seeing all these people have accounts that they allowed to charge off and go to collections, and they're getting settlements. 50 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar. Ultimately, they're saving money off of the account. The reality is, yes, that is a strategy that some people think that you can possibly do. In credit repair, I've heard that in that situation as well. But I would say stay away from it. And the reason why is this. When you allow an account to go to collections, right, or charged off, you never know what company can actually get the account. And a lot of times, depending on how new the account is, that'll determine what your settlement parameters will be. Here, when I worked for a company as well as when I owned my companies, the newer the account, the less likely we're able to settle the account off on. And then in a video, probably 2 or 3 videos prior to this one, I specifically talked about lawsuits. And if you're a person who's working or you're a person who have assets, you definitely don't want stuff to go to charge off and think you're going to be able to settle out. All it's going to happen is it's going to add interest rates. Interest is going to be added to your account, as well as possibly if they look at suing you, court and attorney fees can be added to that, and then you don't get a settlement. So one of the things you have to understand with accounts is before it's actually charged off and sent to collections, whether it's a credit card or an installment account, Once you don't make that payment, typically they wait about 6 months. So in 6 months, if you don't make the payment on your credit card, let's say for instance, you get a late payment fee. And then if that card is maxed out, and it's maxed out, then you get an over the limit fee. And those fees end up stacking up. And over the course of 6 months, depending on how much you actually owe on your credit card, the actual amount that you owe, let's say you owe $3,000, after 6 months of non-payment, late payments, and any other fees that they may add, interest on the actual card itself for not paying, you can see your actual account balloon to $4,500 and even more. And then we don't even want to get to if they try and sue you, court and attorney fees and all of that type of stuff. That can balloon your $3,000 payment to over $5,000 in 6 months. And so it's not really wise to do that with regards to that. And so I don't recommend that you do it. Number 3, I talked about it, CPN account. That's something that was really big for some time. CPN accounts is basically where you get a false social security number and you start building credit from that. I don't know if you guys have known, but there have been people who've been sued. There have been people who have gone to jail for doing that because it's fraud. So if someone mentions something about getting you a CPN account, don't do it. Stay away from it. It's fraud. And if you're not able to pay your debt, the last thing you want to add on top of that is the mere fact that you might go to jail. The fourth and final thing that I tell people not to do is to dispute all your accounts as fraud when it's not fraud. Obviously, if your accounts are a fraudulent situation, it's a very quick way. You file your police report, you do everything correctly to get that stuff off of your credit report. I've seen out there where people have said, hey, dispute your accounts as fraud. When you dispute your accounts as fraud and they look at your account, typically as a debt collector, I remember when I would get an account from somebody and I would get them on the phone and they would say, that account is fraud, I never had it. Typically, if an account is a fraudulent account, when you look at the history of that account, all you'll see is someone gets the credit card in a case of a credit card. They'll charge the card up and they'll never make a single payment. So whenever I look at payment history and I see that someone's made payments, skipped payments, made payments, didn't pay payments, then typically I'm not going to agree that it's a fraudulent account because there's payment history made on the account. So if it's a fraudulent account, typically the person's not going to make payments on a fraudulent account. They're just going to charge the card up and never pay it again. And another thing, when you dispute the accounts as the accounts being fraud, they'll check for the police report. If the police report doesn't line up, or during the investigation they find out these were accounts that you have positive payment history on that account, then that could be grounds for some trouble, some serious trouble as well. So those are the 4 things that I say to avoid doing with regards to cleaning up your credit. Stay away from those things if you're doing it on your own, or if you are hiring a company and they're stating that they're going to do these things on your behalf. Understand something. Cleaning up your credit is a process. Be patient and understand that it's going to take time. Now, everyone's situation is different. Some people quicker than others, but be patient, do things right, and at the end of the day, you'll learn and you won't repeat the same situation and get yourself back in bad credit again. Now, if you have any questions about credit or debt, put them down in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer those questions. Obviously, like I stated in the beginning, if you have some topics that you want me to talk about, put that down in the comment section, as well as if you think that I should go live so that way I can answer questions, interact with you guys on a live basis. Put that down in the comment section, and if I get enough people who state that they would like for me to go live, I'm for the people, I will go live. You guys be great.